kind of red, but I need a drink. So I'm about to indulge in a little cocktail and conversation. Enjoy. All right, so welcome. This is day, whatever number day this is in quarantine. Let me pause this because this is what prompts me to want to get on here and even have this virtual conversation about this. So due to quarantine, I have been forced to binge watch and whatever else shows that I probably would have never crossed paths with on my TV guide. And I stumbled upon this show. What is this called? Love Goals, I guess. It's on Oprah's network. This man says that he is 56 years old. As he describes the type of companionship that he has with this woman, he's like, she's my best friend, she's my lover, she's my confidant, she's my this, she's my goddamn world, she's my unicorn, you know, she's my pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Yet you still find the time to cheat. It doesn't make sense to me. I guess this ranges from watching his parents or his mom with uncle such or my mama friend, whatever the case may be. And today we are really gonna touch bases on when do you let the hurt from your past stop affecting your future, or when do you let the hurt from your past stop affecting your present love life. Let's chat. All right, so let's first start with people that are in these elongated relationships. That time frame between when your last relationship ends and your next one begins should be a nice lengthy amount of time. Now, some people may think that, oh no, you know, it doesn't have to be that long. Maybe what if you meet the right person? Okay, so let's be honest. Your judgment is very cloudy with who is considered the right person when you just got out of a relationship. At that point, you're very vulnerable. So there is no missing your blessings or he could be the one. There is no one. Because at that point, after a breakup, the only one you should be focused on is you. You are that one. Okay? Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because when you break up with the person, whatever the reasoning behind that was, clearly it wasn't because you both were just so great and so awesome together. There was some type of, hopefully, amicable breakup. There was a mutual understanding of why you guys had to part ways, rather. But what you need to understand is that from that, there was some things that needed to be fixed on both parts. And if you don't have time to take to you just to be with yourself, be within your thoughts, and reflect on where it went wrong and what you can fix on yourself in order to move forward and press forward into something new, you know, you're just carrying baggage from one situation to the next, which can equal a toxic you. When you don't take time to heal properly and grieve properly or deal with situations properly in a timely manner, all you're doing is compounding your problems and you're bringing that on to the next person. And sometimes the next person isn't even mentally prepared to deal with your type of hurt. It's like you're entering a situation that isn't even on a level playing field. That person literally is not prepared for what you have to offer or lack thereof. Make it make sense. You have to work on your personal issues before you can get into another situation. How is that fair to bring on the burdens of the shit you don't want to fix with yourself onto the shoulders of someone else? Especially if they are, I'll use myself as an example of Pisces, and just based off of our zodiac or whatever, we're very compassionate people. We love to take on the problems of other people and make it our own because we want to always find ways to fix them and things of that nature. And it's just like, I feel like he found that in this woman. He saw that she was very nurturing and very caring and understanding and endearing. Yet he chose to use that for when he's lonely. Like a lot of y'all, man. Especially during quarantine, ladies and gentlemen. Do not be falling in love during quarantine. These people are lonely. They can't go out nowhere. When outside open, if they still got that same energy, then by all means, lock them down, wife them up, wife her up, whatever the case may be. But don't be falling in love during quarantine. These people are not who they say they are. They got nothing but time. When a person got real time for you, when they're able to show you they got time for you, that's when they have limited time. So wait till they have limited time and they got a real schedule where they got to fit in work, social life, family, and all that stuff. If they still find time to include you, then baby, you're a keeper for them. If not, do not put no emphasis on quarantine romance. These people can't go. They can't leave the house. They rather lay up with you. All right, let's watch this.
We've split up 3 different times because I caught him cheating on me.
Pause. Let's pause it right there. Number one for me, if I'm ever in a relationship again, but when I'm in a relationship, I know I will be. I'm a hopeless romantic. I'm hopeful. But anywho, number one, when you guys are in these relationships, what is all these breakups? This lady just said in 8 years they have broken up 3 times. But being that it was 3, how do you guys do this? Like, how are you in a relationship but you can say, oh, we're breaking up this month, then you break up this month? Like, that's just not healthy. I just feel like that's just like an equation for stress, headache, depression, anxiety. Like, it's just stress. It's unnecessary. It's just a combination and a formula for an unnecessary situation, unnecessary stress that you don't need. Like, let me continue.
And my confidant, I know I can depend on her for almost anything.
Part?
I'm just be honest, I like to do what I want to do, and I often do it. So she don't like that.
Who the fuck
I was
does?
unfaithful because I was raised like that. I mean, everybody around me was unfaithful. But me being 56 years old, I don't want to be alone. You know, at the end of my life, would I be able to change?
At the end of your life, nigga, you 56. You damn near at the end of your life. Fuck out of here. First off, how dare you embarrass me in front of these people and confidently say you just like to do what the fuck you like to do. That's why you cheat. There wouldn't be enough goddamn reality TV security, local law enforcement, or the U.S. military to get me off your ass for embarrassing me and making a fool out of me. Not enough. So, he says that he was unfaithful because he was raised like that. Everyone around him was unfaithful. Now, okay, where do I even start with this? Cut the shit. Okay? Yeah, let's just cut the shit. At this point, this man is at the age of grandpapa. Okay? Like, he has to be well in his 50s, if I'm not mistaken. And I just feel like once you hit that age bracket, that age demographic, that, you know, AARP window, you know, senior citizen status, when do you stop using your past childhood as the excuse for why you are so toxic to other people? At that point, you're not taking accountability for your actions. You're still looking to outsource the blame. You're still looking to put that blame off on someone. And putting it off on your parents that's probably 102 years old at this point, like, the excuse is horrible. Like, you got to come better or harder than that. Like, there's no way you should be dealing with a person that is still out here telling you, oh, you know, I didn't have a serious relationship until you, and they well in their goddamn 30s. How did you never have a serious relationship? Bullshit. Or, oh, I don't really know how to treat a woman because, you know, I never seen it in my house growing up, or, you know, my dad used to do this to my mom. Cut it out. Okay? At this point, we are in 2020, okay? There is absolutely nothing that you cannot Google, YouTube, Instagram or ask a goddamn friend how to do to learn. Period. There's no way you can tell a woman or a man, because there's no gender roles here. Everyone is equal. There's no way you could tell a person that you are trying to enjoy a journey of life with. You cannot look them in the face and tell them you don't know how to treat them, how they should be treated, because you didn't see that growing up. At this point, I could damn near build a car, and I don't work for GMC. I can go on YouTube and tell you how to change some damn oil, and I never went to nobody's trade school to learn no damn auto trade. So at that point, it's just like, we have to cut that cord. Stop making excuses for what you're lacking in the fields of romance, what you're lacking in what you offer to someone else, what you're lacking in substance. Sometimes, all the time, you need to stop, pause, reflect on yourself, and take accountability for you and your actions and what you're doing and the pain that you're causing to other people. The whole Netflix and chilling thing, after this pandemic, I think we've all done enough damn Netflixing. I mean, even though we ain't had the combination of Netflixing and chilling, because we all know what that is. Boinky, boink, boink, boink. But, yeah, once this is over, no one's trying to be watching Netflix. So for all of you people that like to use that as the selling point, or the way you reel them in to like get somebody over to your crib and chill and get to know them, because that's such bullshit. You gotta come better than that. There's so many other ways of outsourcing how to learn how to do things. Like, there's DIYs for everything. I'm sure that there are DIYs on how to properly court a woman, how to properly date a man, how to properly date in this day and age. There are ways. Yes, we are meeting people via social media nowadays. I mean, that's, like I keep saying in my videos, that's the new norm. But there are still some traditional, nostalgic ways of dating we can introduce and bring back into today. Like, hello. They say chivalry is dead, but I mean, there has to be at least 1 out of 10 that still know what it is. I'm giving y'all very much Fa Mulan. My robe here. Komodo, whatever they call it over there. But anyways, I have to like speak from the perspective of a woman, and this is definitely a keynote for men, and I want every man that is listening to this, please share this. I need men to understand that when you are dealing with a woman, and yes, we are emotional. We are emotional by default. Okay, like, I think it's just etched in our DNA. Like, that's just who we are. But not only are we emotional, but we are also nurturing. We are so many different things on this scale of life. Like, we have to be so many different people. We have to wear so many different hats. We have to smile through the pain. We have to multitask even when we are trying to focus on one thing. Like, we can't turn off reality because we're still living in it. Men can have a one-track mind. They could have tunnel vision. Women can't have tunnel vision. We have to have tunnel vision with the peripheral. Like, we have to be paying attention to what's on the side of us, behind of us, what might happen, what is happening, things of that nature. And it sucks so much when we meet a guy, and despite our past breakups, despite our past heartbreak, we're always willing to still love. We're always willing to still give it a try. We're always willing to still reach for that happily ever after and strive for that happily ever after. Yet you find a guy that you're really ready to do those things with, and he can tell you that he doesn't know how to treat you like a queen because he didn't see his mother get treated like a queen. And I think that is bullshit, because there are women that have daddy issues, and there are women that were molested and raped and all of these things as an adolescent, as a child, and coming up in the world. Women endure so much. So they get beat so much, mentally, physically, so much. Not to take anything away from a man, because men go through things as well. But I can only speak on the perspective of a woman because I am a woman. But to know that even with that, we still try to find the light at the end of the tunnel. We still trying to find that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. We still are hopeless romantics. We are still hopeful for a new beginning, a beautiful ending. Like, I don't even think we even process an ending because we are just so hopeful for something to blossom out of nothing. We are so hopeful to turn shit to sugar. We are so hopeful to turn noodles to pasta. We are so hopeful to turn goddamn coal to diamonds. We are so hopeful. Yet, you meet a person, your significant other, whether it's a man or another woman, and they tell you that they can't treat you how you need to be treated because they didn't see that growing up. That is not a good enough excuse. Okay? It won't suffice. It's not good enough. We can't keep letting that be a validation for not letting a person treat you to your full potential. Okay? Like, it doesn't, like, I can't fathom the thought of how that is supposed to be okay. It's not okay. Like, I've had horrible breakups, horrible relationships. Yet, I still provide so much awesomeness, happiness, and blessings to anyone I encounter, whether it be on a romantic aspect or whether it just be a friend. I just feel like regardless of what, I still make it a point to be genuine and be myself. So when you guys get into these relationships and you use your past as an excuse for why you cannot be genuine to another human being, I can't, like, it's mind-boggling to me. Like, I cannot even, blows my mind. Drive you to drink. Now for my women. My whole point of view of everything that I'm going to always talk about, I'm always going to try to put it from different angles, different perspectives, because I want everyone to be able to relate. So for my women out there in the world, when you know, let's say you have a history, a pattern of 3 breakups, 4 breakups back to back, and they've all been horrible. That is the time that you need to pause on the next relationship and reflect. Because the issue can very much be you. You can be the problem. Because there has to be a common denominator, okay? You can very much be that common factor of why it went from sugar to shit. It could be you. And I feel like you're very naive if you don't let it register in your brain that you can possibly have been the reasoning for the demise of your relationship, or you could have been the purpose that it has failed multiple times. So for my ladies out there, just as we cannot let men use their mommy daddy issues as a reasoning behind why they can't treat a woman properly, you cannot use your daddy issues, mommy issues, or lack thereof as an excuse of why you cannot treat a man, especially a man that is a provider for you, a man that is treating you properly, a man that is doing everything in their power to make sure you feel worthy. There is no way that you can still use the errors of your past, the ways of your past, the heartbreak that you endured in your past as a weapon to continuously beat up this person that is trying everything in their power to show you the light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, at some point we have to differentiate between love that we want on a romantic aspect and love that we want on the levels of like family and things of that nature. like when it comes to a relationship, you have to understand, you have to put that pain aside. Like if you're looking for someone to love you, flaws and all, yes, let them know, hey, you got to take on this baggage. This is what comes with me. I've been through this, I've been through that, but I'm willing to love you regardless. I'm willing to open up regardless. I'm willing to break the wall down so you could be able to at least climb it. Like, you know, at least put some stumps in the wall so you could be able to climb it. Like, you have to, there has to be some wiggle room. There has to be. If not, then don't try to jump in a relationship, because it's just not fair to the other person you're dealing with. It's just not. So until you are ready to truly bear all, just let them know that this is who you are. Until you are ready to acknowledge the role that you play in your failed relationships, you cannot go on to another relationship. You need to enjoy the single time. Being single, yeah, for some people it's by choice, but what people need to realize is being single is an honor. It's a privilege, because that's the time that you take to revamp yourself. That's the time you take to heal. That's the time you take to evaluate what's important. That's the time you take to really like acknowledge where you messed up, what you can do better, and who you're aiming to become. So before you guys hop from relationship to relationship, just sit back, reflect, and be like, hey, evaluate what went wrong. Reflect on what went wrong in your past relationship. Give yourself some time. Take some personal time. Take some time with your friends. Take some time to party, get wild, get crazy. Take some time with your family. Take some spiritual time, because you need to be praying. Hello. Thank you, Jesus. You need to be praying. And then figure out who you are, what you are, and what you're going to offer to your next situation. Matter of fact, we're not going to even say situation, to your next relationship. Okay? Because situations have room for failure. You don't want failure. You want it to blossom into something beautiful.